Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name's Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslimah life coach. Welcome to day 16 of my Ramadan Reflections. As always, I start with a question. So I'm going to ask you, how do you contextualize your life? What context do you define your life by? And this has come up today in several ways actually. In my coaching work and also in my personal day. And I wasn't feeling very well this morning, and all I could think about was how unwell I was thinking. And I had contextualized, if you like, my day through the lens of feeling unwell. And all I could see and all I could feel and all I could experience was how unwell I'd felt this morning, and how that, when people ask me how I was like, yeah, I'm all right, but I've got this banging headache, or I'm just feeling really unwell. And subhanAllah, today has been a real day of, there's been lots of other stuff going on in my life today, and it's been a really blessed day on this beautiful day of Jummah during Ramadan, being able to pray in my local mosque with so many sisters, mashallah, that there was not enough space, and praying with my mum and my daughters, and then going back to the mosque in the evening for iftar, subhanallah, with some amazing sisters, mashallah. So there's been a lot that's gone on, and even just the small interactions during the day, the conversations with the kids, the conversation with my husband, just the blessings of being at home, my client work. I had 2 clients this morning, mashallah, and there has been a lot. But for this morning, the context of my life was through the lens of me feeling unwell. And when we do that, when we contextualize, or when we define our lives through the lens of the problem or the challenge, whether it be what someone is doing or a situation that you don't like, and that is what you frame your week, your day, your experience through. Someone can ask you how you are, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm all right, but, and then you come up with the problem, and that, it's like, how is life going? And you define it through the challenge, the problem, the issue that you're experiencing. And whilst you're doing that, the lens through which you see your life is going to lead to, well, when you think about your life through the lens of the problem, it's not going to make you feel very good. And that has an impact on how you are living your day-to-day life through the lens of thinking about your problem, making you feel not great, not thinking about it. But you've still got to do your day-to-day life. You've still got to do your day-to-day, work, or if you work in your business, or if you, in your home, wherever it is, you've still got the day-to-day living. But if the framework, or if the definition in your mind is from the problem, the challenge, the issue, the thing that's going wrong, it is going to impact the other areas of your life. And when we flip that to contextualizing your life and defining your life through the lens of what's going right or what is, because your issue or your problem is not a 24/7 issue, but it will be if you think about it all that time. If all you can think about, you might be, I don't know, having your dinner and thinking about it. You might be attending, working, striking deals, or in your business, and you've got that percolating in the back of your mind. You might be, feeding your kids or going for a walk. But if you've got that on your mind and that becomes your experience, or the way in which you define your experience, you're not going to feel great. So by defining it, not the opposite and not different, not trying to find something, picking something out of the sky, but when you look to what is going on in your life and you look to what you are grateful for, looking at your life and contextualizing your life through the lens of gratitude, that is the quickest way to get you on board to thinking about what serves you. Because when you think about what you're grateful for, excuse me, you're going to be thinking about the stuff that makes you feel that gratitude, that makes you feel, excuse me, that makes you feel good, that makes you think serving thoughts. And in that moment, you can see the little interactions, the things that pass you by, the normal stuff that you don't see, that you don't feel, that you're not aware of when you've got like problem glasses on, and all you can see in your world is through that lens of that problem. When you switch those glasses and you look at your life through the lens of what you are grateful for, there might even be something in that problem or in that challenge, even if it's minute, even if it's something, you know, mildly nice about maybe the person that you think is the problem, or a lesson to be learned in the challenge, or anything. And if you can't, then fine. But focusing on what serves you, focusing on what you are truly grateful for, focusing on the small interactions, the little things, because they are, your life is not one big problem to the next. It is lots of the most minute, the littlest, the I'm not going to say insignificant, but the things that you're not essentially aware of, that you are not consciously aware of. The, you know, like I said, the conversations, the thinking, the little things that you do, the way in which you conduct yourself, the way in which you live your day. And so today I was really drawn to really reflect upon this, because feeling the way that I felt, I almost didn't go to the iftar this evening. And it was because the more I felt about how ill I was, the more I felt ill, the more I felt like, oh goodness, this is not good. And then I felt like rubbish and my head was hurting. And then I thought to myself that yesterday, subhanAllah, was such a beautiful, lovely gathering. And I thought, I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the sisterhood. I'm grateful for the meeting of friends, of family in my local mosque, subhanAllah, which I wouldn't have been able to say 2 years ago because there wasn't one here. Subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah. Growing up in this town, there wasn't the mosque. So being able to do that, the fact that my daughter wanted to go, my littlest one wanted to go, grateful for the yummy food that we were going to have, just grateful for the opportunities, the ability to get to and from the mosque, praying salah next to my mum, having my daughter interact with other little girls. And it was very, very sweet, because whilst we were praying salah, there was the little girls in the corner and they were just colouring and they were chatting, and you could just see, subhanallah, that they were really engaged, and it was lovely. And I wouldn't have had that had I stayed home. But because I chose to focus on what served me, on what I'm grateful for, that prompted me. That was what powered my actions, which was to think, I come down, I'm going to drink plenty of water. As soon as iftar is it's called, I'm going to drink lots of water. I'm going to have my date. Might, if I feel that my head's still hurting, might have some paracetamol, we'll see. But I'll eat something and then see how I feel, subhanAllah. And that was my plan. But the rest of it was intentionally focusing on what I knew was going to happen at the mosque, that I knew I was going to see the lovely ladies there, that my mum was going to be there, that the girls were going to be there. And I focused on what I knew ahead of time that I was infinitely grateful for, the opportunities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in my way, and the ability to be able to see them as opportunities. Alhamdulillah, not just the opportunities themselves, but just so grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for being able to think in that way, to mull it over, and knowing that when I do that, that is me taking leadership of myself. That is me deciding. It's putting that gift of free will that he gave us all, but that he gave me, into action, and deciding, choosing, mulling things over, calculating what I feel will serve me with an overarching intention of pleasing him. So I'll ask you again, what do you, or how do you contextualize your life? What is the context? What is the definition of your life? If it's through the lens of your problems, that's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to see. And you're going to be missing out on the loveliness that happens on a day-to-day basis. Just the little things, the things that just pass you by without even realizing. But those moments all lead and form a life of just loveliness, just normality, or not normality, because normal's different for everyone, but being in that life, noticing them, noticing what you do, intentionally doing what you do. When you've got problem glasses on, when you've got challenge glasses on, when you've got that on your landscape, that's all you're going to see. But if you swap them out for focusing intentionally on what you're grateful for, and deciding that that's what you're going to do, and being aware that that is what is actually happening for you, subhanallah, that is real tarbiyah there. That is real attending to you and helping you understand what's going on for you and how you work, and helping you move forward in a way that serves you. And essentially that is what I help my clients do. So if you would like some help, if you are having a tough old time at the moment and all you can see are the problems and the challenges in your life, and you want that to stop, you want it to change, you don't want to feel like that anymore, then you could private message me or email me at connect@farahhalabi.com for details for my next available consultation, which there's not going to be that many of actually next week because it's the last 10 days of Ramadan, inshallah. But you can message me to find out how, inshallah. As always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy, and I shall pop on tomorrow for another little convo. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.